The other night I watched the Tennessee-Kentucky game. Close game for most of the game. At the end, Kentucky pulls away. And Tennessee loses another big game here. And I'm wondering, how far does Rick Barnes have to go to kind of satiate Tennessee fans when it comes tournament time?
There are a core of Tennessee fans who will never be happy unless he gets them to a Final Four. They just won't. That's the same core of fans that forget that he has as many wins at Rupp that Tennessee had before he got to Knoxville. Wow. So what he has done against Kentucky, and think about this, Kentucky has won 3 straight in this series. You've got to go back over a decade for that kind of stretch by the Wildcats against Tennessee. So it's like he's got things going, but that's the thing. Getting to the NCAA tournament, some teams make it look easier to get to Final Fours than it is. You've got to have the right seeding. You've got to have the bracket. Where that loss potentially hurt them is, does it knock them out of a 1 seed? I mean, they've never had a 1 seed in the history of that program. So seeding is everything. And, when I looked at the bracketology on Monday, they were looking to be a number 1 seed starting out at Raleigh with an incredibly advantageous bracket. So, but the smart people in Knoxville understand that Rick Barnes can coach as long. I mean, he had back-to-back Saturdays with 5-star recruits on campus visiting, and the way he's recruiting, Dalton Knecht, Chaz Lanier, he keeps taking guys like, who in the heck was that? Yeah. And turning them into shooters. So it's like, excuse me, the man can coach in Knoxville as long as he wants.
Yeah, I don't get that from fans. Like, it's not like for most of my life, Teresa, I'm gonna be honest, outside of the Allen Houston years, I don't think I paid volunteer basketball much attention because they weren't relevant enough to pay attention. Then Bruce Pearl comes through and it's like, oh, okay, let's see what he's got going on. And then Bruce Pearl ends up leaving. And in his tenure, I think Rick Barnes has been pretty good. Pretty good. Especially for Tennessee men's basketball. Last year, they got to an Elite Eight. They're coming off of this year back-to-back trips to the Sweet 16 in 2023 and 2024. So you got 2 Sweet 16 trips in as many years, plus an Elite Eight trip, plus you're in easily the toughest conference in America with many big time.
Well, they are just 500.
They are just 500 since the turn of January. All the SEC teams, 500 since the turn of January.
84 and 84, I believe.
But so you're talking about a team in Tennessee right now who does, as of right now, according to Palm, one of the number 1 seeds, first time ever in program history. I do believe there's something like 10-4 in quad 1 and quad 2 games, 8 quad 1 wins. I don't know what more these damn fans want, Teresa.
Well, and that's the thing. Expectations, they go up really quickly. And, they can see it. But I remember a Jerry Green team that was playing North Carolina, and you thought they were this close to an Elite Eight berth. And boy, they had a lead in the second half, 8 minutes or so to go, and it disappeared. And so it's like, and I remember the Don DeVoe days. I was in school back in those days, where they getting to the tournament felt like an accomplishment. And then you start thinking coulda, woulda, shoulda. That's where fans get into trouble because, or as my husband likes to say, Tennessee has a habit of running into beer league teams, AKA Sister Jean. I'm not her biggest fan, I'll admit. There's something about her that just gripes me. But that's the thing. It is tough to win when you get there. I mean, do people forget that Roy Williams was being batted as, he couldn't win the big one until he went to North Carolina and finally did do it? It is not that easy. Yeah. And with 68 teams, you have to have the right bracket. So calm down, people. And again, think about this. We got the SEC tournament in Nashville in just a month. And, I mean, I'm looking at a ranked team maybe playing on the opening day of the SEC tournament. And that's going to be insane. 3 days, 4 games apiece. I mean, it's like a battle royale. We'll see who emerges from Nashville. And can they survive in the NCAA tournament?
Tennessee's worst loss. Think about this for a second, Lane. Yeah. Tennessee's got losses to Kentucky home and away. They've got a loss to Vanderbilt away. They've got a loss to Auburn by 2, best team in the nation, on the road. And then they got that beat down by Florida, that 30-point whooping by Florida. So their worst loss, Teresa, to a top 10 Florida team who they just beat the hell out of in Knoxville. This is all crazy to me. Tennessee right now, 16-1 at home and on neutral courts. Like I don't get it,
Well,
Tennessee
the problem is
fans.
the tournament's not at home I guess it is on neutral courts.
Well,
so.
hey, and they're undefeated on the neutral court. And come tournament time,
I'm shocked. I did not
team.
think we were coming in here today to get Teresa coming in hot after Sister Jean. That's what.
Well, listen. Admittedly, right? Like, okay, we get it. She's your lucky rabbit foot. I don't need to see her anymore. Like they roll her out there for everything, Lang, and then we're supposed to be sad because she's
the first time she was out there. Somebody saw the picture of Sister Jean, and somebody was like, "Oh, she's so cute," and someone else said, "I don't know, she seems kind of old to me."
The Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt, live every weekday at 8 a.m.